What up, y'all? It's been a minute. This is part 5 of my E36 drift build. It's been like what, 6 months, half a year. I think it's just been hard to kind of capture everything while still trying to figure out little issues here and there. But I think I'm finally gonna pick the camera back up and try to film as much as I can. So yeah, that's how she sits now. I've done a lot to it. I've installed an angle kit from Max Speeding Rods. I've added this Volvo lip. I picked up a new hood. I picked up these wheels, those wheels too. I don't think I showed this seat, but yeah, I installed the seat. Yeah, there's a lot that I've done, but we'll get into that later. You'll probably see it in a couple of videos coming up. This is the next part of the series. So what I was experiencing after the install was I was experiencing this limp mode around like 35-ish RPMs in like second gear, or in any gear. It would like kind of just it would come up and then it would hit it, and then it would like, I would have the gas fully pressed down, by the way. The gas would be fully pressed down, and then like it would still just kind of like reset, I guess. Like the RPMs would just fall, and it would never let me pass the like around here, 3,500 RPM, around there. This ECU that you use, obviously this is an M50, so you have to use a red label 4 and 3. Now this ECU always looks for a speed value. I think on this car it gets that value from the speed sensor in the diff, but since this chassis is OBD2, I'm pretty sure the sensors are different. The ECU is looking for that signal, and since this chassis is an OBD2 chassis and the ECU is an OBD1 ECU, they just can't read it. Now, the closest thing you can get to this value is behind the cluster, behind the speedometer, there's a wire that you can tap into it and then use a separate wire and run it to the I forgot which one it was, the X20 connector or something. I'll show you guys anyways. And in order to take the cluster out, you need a T20. Yeah, a T20. It's just 2 bolts. They're gonna be like up there, here, and here. Now, once you take those 2 screws out, boom, and boom, you can get something like a flathead, something like this. And then try not to scratch this shit, because I don't know how expensive these are, but anyways, literally just pry it open like this. Stick it in and then pry it down, and then you can just pull this out. And yeah, you can just pull this out. Now there are going to be 3 connectors back here that you need to unplug in order to take this actual cluster out. But damn, I forgot how fucking much this thing sucks to take out. Yeah, basically there's like no room. But yeah, I tilt it upwards and then I just pull it kind of towards me. And then yeah, there are 2 plugs here, and then there's 1 white plug back here. And then you can get something small, like something like this, a small flathead, super tiny, enough to get in there, because it's super hard to get these out. I think they're hard to get out, but I'll show you what these clips look like whenever I take these out. That took way too long. Anyways, yeah, once you unplug the 3 plugs on the back, you can just kind of scoot this sideways, kind of just shimmy it. Eventually you'll get it out. Okay, here's what I mean. Like, there are these tabs back here, and that's how they click in. But you can just press these down, maybe with like your middle finger, and then just kind of pull these back, and that's it. But this is the wire that I'm talking about. On this blue plug back here, on pin, I'm pretty sure it's pin 2. Yeah, you can slide this thing off. I forgot how. I think you just pull this up. Yeah, so on this blue plug, there is this tab on the side right here. And what you can do is literally just press this up. It'll fold up, and then you can just slide it out. is this black and white wire right here. Pin 2. You probably can't see that. Pin 2, this second one. These have numbers. There's no way you can mess this up. Please look at this. Please look at the numbers. But yeah, pin 2 right here. It's gonna be this black and white wire. I just cut it off. I cut it off here. It's probably still somewhere back here, but I cut it from there. I still gave myself some slack, so in case if I need to revert this to like back to stock, I can. Like if I want to put an M52 back in here, I can. But anyways, yeah. Pin 2, it's gonna be this black and white wire. I just cut it. I soldered a new wire to it, and I ran it down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see it back there. That wire. I think there's a hole up there, but basically, try to find any hole down here that leads to the outside, and you can just run it through there, and then go back to the hood, and I'll show you where to splice to. So as I said, yeah, I ran it through this hole in the firewall down there. Ran it down there. Now you run it to this original X20 plug. Or no, I think this is like X6039 or something. Anyways, it's gonna be this front one. It's gonna be this front one. This is the adapter harness from Condor. You basically take this out. I think I said in the last video how to take it out. But yeah, you take it out, install this. And now you're gonna have to tap that wire to pin number 9, I'm pretty sure. Which is, I think it's, oh damn, where's it at? That one. This one right here. And it's a white and gray wire with yellow stripes. White and gray with yellow stripes. And then yeah, I just tapped that. I just tapped into that. Yeah. And while you have your cluster out, I'd recommend definitely replacing these 3 bulbs, these 3 green bulbs. It's the back orange lighting for the car. You can replace some of these too if you want, but if you want to replace it, here's the part number. I think that's the part number. Literally just twist and pop these out, and then there's a bulb, and you can just like literally just swap them in and out. Literally just pull the bulb and then replace it. That's it. Now, another thing you have to worry about is that this ECU, I'm pretty sure, needs to be grounded. And on this car, I don't think there's a grounding plate or anything that mounts the ECU or anything like that. But what my solution was, is I actually took one of the bolts. I took one of the bolts from the ECU and I took it out. And I put these 2, like, I don't even know what they're called, but they fit in the bolt, and so I just literally ran it to the bracket for the old ECU with the random nut. Yeah, that's it. Now the ECU is grounded and it can actually work now. Before, sometimes I would go to start it and my whole dash would light up. The whole thing, all of the lights would light up. Like all of these down here, oil light, everything, high beams, everything, battery, everything, all this would light up. And I never knew why. And after I grounded the ECU, everything was like not lit up. Now I have no idea what this is, what this relay thing is. I have no idea what it is. But what I did is I just kind of ground out a hole for it, because I don't think it's gonna fit in there. And yeah, I just ground this little thing, and it doesn't interfere with the seal. So I think I just ran it down there, and it does bend a little bit. Eventually I will have to like replace this, but for now it's fine. It's just a wire. I don't know what it's for, but I'll probably figure that out. That's an issue for later. But yeah. Now, it's the next day, but I forgot to mention something. Last thing you have to do for this swap is you have to relocate this distribution block. On an OBD2 car, it's usually here. I don't know if these M50s use a secondary air pump, but I don't know. I deleted it, so because of the headers. But this is what the actual cap looks like. Boom. This is like all the wires go. I think it was this bottom one. This one you have to move from, like, I think it comes up through here, but you have to push it down basically. I think that's the hardest wire to push down, really, is this bottom one, but honestly it wasn't even that bad. And I think that is the final part to this swap.